it's first someone's crying.
Yeah.
And then there's poop.
Right.
And then there's a thumbs up.
Okay, like good.
And then there's a blood drop. And then there's a like little.
You saw your
like
period?
a little. No.
Oh.
No, that's your ring, dude.
The Woody Show.
Welcome back. Boy. How's your butt, Gina?
Oh my goodness. So much better.
Yeah. She
Dude.
was in agony.
I was sweating.
You were a different person.
I was.
Yeah.
You've never seen me like that,
No,
have you?
I thought something was very wrong.
It
What'd
was.
you say? You hadn't pooped in 3 days?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it was like painful.
So what did you do to release the beast?
Well, here's the thing. You know, I brought little like those soft chew laxatives,
The
but I was
the Dookie Lax.
Dukalax. I was afraid to take them, and you wanted me to, but I just couldn't do it.
Well, that's what they're for.
Exactly.
I know, but I was afraid it was going to happen
At work.
Yeah, on air,
But it
which you
kinda
guys would
did,
have loved.
didn't it?
It is sort of.
She
Yes.
didn't get out of the building, Greg.
Yeah.
I heard.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
She's
And
like a Navy SEAL.
Wait, you heard it from the hallway?
No,
No,
I think
I didn't
she
hear
got
that.
you heard the
downstairs.
gossip.
Oh,
I didn't hear
Yeah.
the pooping. I heard the stories.
So my whole plan all morning was to get out of here and go get an enema because I thought that's what you're supposed to do. And which I thought was like colon fracking. You know, you just shoot the water in there. And that was the plan. I was like, just get me out of here. Who sells these? What do I do? I've never done this before. I got to go to my resident experts, Morgan and Menace.
Yes.
And, you know, fill it with beer, get it done. And then as the show was ending, I was like, I got to go now.
Oh, so you felt like you were ready. It was
Well,
ready to come out.
Yeah, but I thought I was like, I
were
got to
crowning?
go.
Prairie dogging?
All of it.
Okay, but I thought
No. But I got to go leave right now to go to the pharmacy.
why? But if it was already like, what do you mean? Like
Because-
you felt like if you're prairie dog, and that means it's ready to.
Yeah.
You're ready to birth it.
Guys, no. That's been the problem for 3 days.
Right.
It won't
I know,
come
but
out.
by the end of the show,
It still would that's
Oh.
but that's it's like you have like
So-
are they called contractions?
so what happened?
Probably.
Yeah.
So what happened from the time that the show ended
Okay.
until you got to the first floor lobby?
Yeah.
There was because there's no enema. You didn't take
No.
the Dookie Lax.
I was running out of the building to go to the pharmacy and then something in my brain said, "Oh, I don't think I'm going to make it to the pharmacy. I think it's time."
Your water broke?
My
Yeah.
So I ran to the bathroom and I cannot believe you guys literally didn't hear me screaming.
Oh, I would have loved it.
I was in so like everything hurt. I was going like, if anyone would have come in, it would just me being like, F.
Did you destroy your ring?
Yeah. Did you tear?
Yeah.
Okay, this is,
She's got fissures.
I feel
Yeah.
very obviously comfortable with you guys. So I'm going to tell you,
Okay.
it still hurts,
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
but I have a skip in my step today.
So if you had to guess, like how many pounds did you lose?
Yeah, how many?
Oh,
I mean, was it
I
significant?
mean, it
or
feels like 10,
yeah,
but what?
was-
But after
But in
3 days of
reality,
being
Yeah.
stopped
maybe
up.
I'm saying, but like
yeah.
before
Probably
you,
like 2
maybe
pounds,
3
right?
pounds.
I'm saying before you
Okay.
flushed it, was it like an incredible? Was it an impressive?
It
Was it a
was-
multi-flush?
Yeah, 2.
I mean,
3.
I wanted to take a picture for like a medical journal.
Oh.
Like this can't be
We don't
normal.
need the picture. We used to have a guy who worked on the show who would do that.
Really, I would never do that
he
to
would
you
just
guys.
randomly send us a picture after he took
Yeah.
a dump.
Right.
I
not-
just
not
I
for-
just paint word pictures.
Yeah.
Me and my sister used to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, but when she sent us the text to let us know that she finally
so
got
happy for her.
Like there was a
Thank you.
There was a bunch of different
Okay.
emojis, and one of them was
So-
a blood drop.
Okay, so here's the
That's
deal.
true.
I sent you guys. I told you a story in emojis, and I tried to make it not so graphic, but it's first someone's crying,
Yeah.
and then there's poop,
right.
and then there's a thumbs up,
Okay, like
Okay.
good.
and then there's a blood drop, and then
Uh-huh.
there's a like little.
You saw your
like
period?
a little. No.
Oh.
No,
No.
that's your ring, dude.
That's right.
And then a party emoji, and then a praying hands emoji.
Yeah. So
Oh,
for
whole
people,
day for you.
and this is number one. A couple of people were asking about an update, like, "Hey, did
Yeah.
it ever work out?" And then number two, to help people who might be in a similar situation, like, what would you say was it
Okay.
just time because you didn't take anything?
Well, I took stuff the night before, and I guess I didn't. I thought it would work faster. So just have a little patience. Don't freak
Okay.
out like I did. I was asking Morgan, like, because I decided Morgan was the resident doctor. Like,
Right.
should I go to the emergency
Yeah, but
room?
what did you take? So what was it that you took?
I drank. I poured Miralax, a packet of Miralax into water. drank that, and took 2 magnesium gummies.
There you go. And I guess that did the trick. Just a little bit of time.
Yeah, just
A little bit of patience.
Patience.
And
Prayers.
congratulations on the butt baby.
Thank
Yeah, doing some
you.
research, you can lose up to 2 pounds, but in other cases, 5 to 10 pounds.
That's what
Wow,
it feels. I
Gina.
feel like I
Imagine.
lost.
That's why you're
10 pounds.
glowing.
10
I feel
pounds.
good.
Awesome.
We got Gina back.
Lucky.
Woody Show.
You know, we're talking in the news about Michelle Trachtenberg, and 30-some years old,
39.
just dies of natural cause. They say, diabetes,
Yeah.
different things, and I'm supposed to get my annual physical anyway, but then I'm also supposed to get one so I can have my clearance for the flying stuff that I'm doing, right?
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, because you got to go to like an FAA license or whatever doctor for
Right.
one of these types of physicals, and I'm never a person to put off going and getting something checked out. I'm fine. Like, my mom, after she got sick, she's like, hey, worst case scenario, you've wasted your time and a copay,
Right.
to go get something checked out if something's going on. And for whatever reason, man, I am like, man, I don't want to go, because what if I go and he tells me that, oh, I'm sorry, well, I can't qualify you medically for whatever reason. Like, but when I hear those things about like diabetes, I'm
Right.
like, man, I gotta be diabetic.
Dude, it's so crazy. Just last week, my buddy, he's been asking me a lot about Zepbound, so I was giving him the rundown, and then he goes, okay, I'm going to go do it. So he meets with his doctor, and he finds out, oh, I have full-blown diabetes already. So,
And didn't know.
And had no idea.
Yeah,
So-
no symptoms, no nothing.
Yeah,
So good
now-
news and bad news. Your
Good
Zepbound's
news.
covered.
Bad news, he can't take Zepbound. He has
Honestly-
to take something else.
Do I think I'll be fine and I'll pass?
Yes.
Yes.
And your blood
But-
works good.
In the back of my mind, I can't help but think like, man, I'm so into this and I'm loving it so much.
Like, when's the shoe gonna drop?
Right.
Exactly right. When things are too good, that's when I get nervous.
Yeah, I get it.
Right? If things are going too well at work and too well at home or whatever, I'm like, all right, well, inevitably, this is going to even
It's
out.
coming.
They call it a correction in the stock market. When's the correction happening?
But meanwhile, you want to get one of those full body scans. That's why I was
I do.
saying, don't do that, because then you're going to find out something might be wrong.
No, but see, that's fine. But I'm saying in any kind of other situation, I don't avoid going to the doctor ever. It's just because this other thing is so much fun and I'm enjoying it so much, I don't want to get it shot down.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah,
Because of a health issue.
yeah. But in order to move forward at a certain point, I'm going to have
Yeah,
that.
but I don't think a bent wiener is going to keep you off the.
Yeah,
Me
it's like
neither.
No
Pray
That's
for
not-
disease.
you know?
That's
fly
not
with
disqualifying.
Yeah.
That's not disqualifying. And in the
And
same,
massive hemorrhoids.
I was looking into, because I take that one like what's it, the
Like cholesterol.
Celexa.
Oh,
Oh,
so
right. Yeah.
Well, no, there's certain, like if you take Paxil disqualifies you from flying.
really?
Oh,
wow.
I wonder why.
Like, well, it's certain medications, especially like depression meds,
Yeah.
certain thing, like they won't let you fly.
Well, just
Paxil you
don't-
can't fly,
yeah, just
but
don't be
Celexa's fine.
depressed.
Yeah, it's easy.
Celexa's fine, but it's not for that. That was more for like this subconscious anxiety that I was having. I wouldn't have said I was depressed,
Why you have anxiety?
but that's what I mean. Subconscious. Who knows? Who knows? 6 in 10 people admit that they ignore medical symptoms that don't feel serious. So stuff like rashes or trouble sleeping, an upset tummy.
oh,
A lot of people just assume it'll pass, or you just don't want to be that person who overreacts, look like a pussy, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Now, between men and women, I thought this was interesting. It's the women who are more likely to brush things off,
interesting.
especially women over 40, who will chalk it up to just getting older.
Yeah, I can see that because doctors kind of blow you off. Like, what are you going to do? Changes happens. You're like, okay, I guess I'm fine.
But see, that's what my mom was saying. The worst case scenario is that you've wasted some time in a copay.
Right.
If they tell you it's nothing, great.
Yeah.
Good news.
Move on.
It's
That's usually
It's
the answer.
nothing.
Just keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
It'll go
Come back if
away.
you die.
You'll
but not good. I mean, since things like strokes and heart attacks, even depression, look very different in women than in men. Like we were talking about how you get the numb arm, or
Right.
and
Yeah.
apparently that's more for dudes. Like women won't have that
Right.
if they're having a heart attack. Like their symptoms or signs that you're having a heart are somewhat different from men's.
Right.
Which that'd be a good question when Kevin Smith comes in,
For sure. I've always wondered about that
because
stuff.
Greg was wondering, what would your question? Does it hurt?
If you're having a heart attack, is it so obvious, and does it hurt?
I mean, it seems like
people-
it would hurt.
Yeah.
Seems
People,
like it
at least
would
in
hurt.
movies, they clutch
Yeah,
their
they're like,
chest.
"Oh!"
It's the big one.
Right.
Yeah. I did see a video. There was a guy, he was just like a camera from inside the house, and he had one of those widowmaker heart attacks, and he just kind of felt like off. But you see it happen.
Oh boy.
And he just gets, on the couch, and she ends up calling for an ambulance, and they got to him, and just because she was like, no, I'm definitely calling somebody. You don't seem right.
Yeah.
Saved his life.
There's also this old-timey video. I don't know if he was a magician or some sort of stage performer. He died on stage, and people thought it was part of the act.
Yeah.
Just kind of slumped over, sat down, and then just boom.
So get it checked out. A lot of women don't know common symptoms for their gender. Things like jaw pain, nausea, shortness of breath could be a sign of something serious, but it goes often unchecked.
Sounds like daily life.
Or gets misdiagnosed.
Jaw pain. Too
And
many
so
mouth parties.
when in doubt, don't wait. Talk to the real doctor, not just your friends, not Google. Just go.
Dear Dr. AI.
Just go get it checked out.
But there's got to be a line in the sand, because you can't go to the doctor every single time. Oh, my knee kind of hurts. I think I'll go to the doctor.
No, it doesn't mean you have to run there today, but if it becomes a thing where it's more than, a week or two, then go get it checked. And if it's really bothering you that much, then go get it checked out.
Yeah. And it says, I'm looking it up too, it says men do not apparently experience that jaw pain and neck pain or the extreme fatigue. That's just the ladies. And I've never heard that before. So we really don't talk about the differences. So thank you for saving our
What's
lives.
this jaw pain you're talking about?
Yeah, Gina.
That's TMJ. And why is your jaw so sore? What are you doing with that mouth?
You know.
Yeah. 877-44
Paying
Woody.
the bills.
That's right.
Someone says heart attacks can also feel like heartburn. People take Tums instead of going to the ER. I've heard that
Yeah,
before
they think
too.
they have indigestion.
Yeah.
I don't know what that feels like. Heartburn.
Heartburn?
Yeah.
Lucky.
Never had
Really?
it. Yeah.
I'm with you.
Damn.
What's it like?
I have it, but I don't
Sucks.
feel it.
Well, there's acid reflux. Acid reflux is you never have it like where it's like a little belch, and all of a sudden that hot lava comes up in the back of your throat.
No,
Once in
I
a
just
blue
throw
moon.
up.
No, but you know what I'm talking about?
No.
You've never had that either
burped?
with the way you eat, the stuff you eat?
No.
Really?
Huh.
I tell you,
He's
It's
an
an
anomaly.
anomaly.
you do have a special system. And you're very fortunate.
They should
Like,
study your body.
You're a
He
Billy
eats
goat.
all kinds of stuff, super hot, spicy stuff that would just send other people to their grave.
No cavities.
You know how goats
Yeah.
can eat like
Like
tin
cans?
cans and stuff?
Yeah.
Like we always say that medicine must have like the digestion tract of like a goat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What does that make them like a satyr? Is that what they're called? Half man, half goat?
I don't know. I thought Seder was a Jewish thing.
That's what I thought.
Satyr.
Yeah,
Satyr.
remember when,
Satyr.
like what Greg just said, remember when you guys were convinced, like when I went to the dentist, I'm going to have like all these cavities?
Yeah.
And then my dentist was like, no, he has like crazy strong
Just
anatomy.
perfect.
Yeah, because he hadn't
Yeah.
been in years.
Yeah.
And then he said, "Kiss me."
yeah. I was like, all right.
The Woody Show.
All right, welcome back. Hey, you love a good conspiracy theory, right, Menace?
Always.
So Katy
What do we got?
Perry's recent trip with Blue Origin
Okay.
has set off some pretty crazy conspiracy theories. Some people think the whole thing might have been faked,
Okay.
Probably, yeah.
pointing out that her movements in zero gravity seemed too controlled and almost like she was rehearsing them.
Everything's fake, guys.
Everything is fake. Others are questioning why there's no visible launch pad in the background of the footage, making them wonder if the whole thing was staged.
Okay.
On top of that, her calmness during the flight has led some to believe that it might have just been a simulation.
Or it was very easy.
Yeah.
But Blue Origin insists that the mission was real. Where people, I mean, I guess that's just what you saw on TV.
Fake.
But I'm sure there are plenty of people who saw it.
We're there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oprah watched
I mean,
it.
besides Oprah
Yeah,
would be in
ask
on the
Oprah. She cried.
conspiracy theory
Yeah.
because, you know,
So
wouldn't
would
want to embarrass
the
Gail like that.
Kardashians.
Or the Kardashians. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but like we've joked about it before. Everybody thinks everything is fake.
Yeah.
You could be standing in front of a fire, you could feel the heat. It could be singeing your eyebrows, and you'll go fake.
Well, like we said, I've read, when you read books on conspiracy theorists, it helps them think they're smart.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
makes them feel better.
Now, they don't
Superior.
have an alternate explanation for whatever
No.
it is. But it's just, but nuh-uh is good enough for them.
No.
I mean, of all of them, Menace, what's your favorite? Or Seabass, of
Conspiracy?
all of them, what's your favorite?
Well, there's one
Flat
that,
Earth.
There's one menace agreed that it swayed you to believing that the moon landing was fake.
Yeah.
Like you said, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I just don't believe. I mean, because of the space race between America and Russia, like we had to get there.
So
you
all
know?
the flights beforehand, all the prep, all the
Right.
incremental steps up to the moon landing.
Yeah, I mean that could have been obviously been real, but actually
And some of the
landing
moon
on it,
landings afterward.
which I don't believe were faked.
But that
But
was the
I'm-
first one.
Just the
But I'm
first
just
one.
saying the first one
that
that
lines
they
up
had
perfectly
to.
to the timeline.
Well, to say that it had to be faked because we had to beat Russia.
Yeah.
So
Or else.
we faked it.
What's your favorite one?
Oh boy, there's
My favorite had to
favorites?
have been from COVID, the 5G thing.
Well,
where-
5G is great because that still goes on.
That's
God,
Yeah,
those
that's still a thing.
because they're
Yeah.
so. I mean, the flat Earth is pretty dumb, but
That's
that
gotta be the
5G.
dumbest.
And that's
pretty
a
dumb.
perfect example of how 5G is literally the same as the radio waves you're hearing right now, or they're the cell phone, whatever. Like
Yeah.
if you look at the electromagnetic spectrum, it's right nestled in there. It's not some giant ionizing radiation.
I love when he starts talking science. It's so
Oh,
sexy.
yeah.
I don't think he even Googled
Well,
that
panty
either.
dropper.
That was just from his brain.
Oh, it's so
also,
hot,
going
so
back
wet now.
to the flat Earth thing, I think a lot of people are off the flat Earth and they're on to the ice walls. The ice walls, like we're living inside the ice walls, and
Yeah.
there's stuff past the ice walls.
Get me off this.
Those
rock.
people.
What about the people who said that COVID shots gave you became magnetic? Remember when they were like sticking
Oh,
pennies to
yeah.
themselves?
A
That was a
legit-
good one.
A nurse
Yeah.
Yeah.
in Ohio.
And she tried to demonstrate it, and it didn't
It
work.
fell off.
Some of those are fun.
Yeah.
The 9/11 thing,
Yeah.
Oh, God.
JFK,
Yeah.
Do you know what
Aliens.
Aliens, yeah.
government covering it up.
something that I've been kind of thinking about lately when I'm like, high and stuff? I'm like, how's there like out of shape nurses? Like
Yeah.
you see
Yeah.
people
There's a lot
like
of them,
going
too.
going to the hospital every day with all these complications,
And all you do is tell them to lose weight and
yeah,
not
and
smoke.
like be
and
better
That's an
and
interesting
like
question.
be healthier because you're gonna end up in a really bad position.
I thought you were just talking because they're on their feet all the time.
No, just like wouldn't you be if you work and you're exposed to that environment every day on like what could be the end results of having bad health? Wouldn't you be super healthy?
That's what I've been saying about Dr. Now from 600 Pound Life.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
dude, you're very judgmental for somebody who's pretty overweight.
Maybe it's just bad posture, Greg.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe
And,
He does
and,
hunch.
and he's mad old.
or it's the chemicals that the food industry is putting in our food. It's
Making
keeping us
us
that way. Yeah,
fat.
see,
That's it.
yeah, you
But
don't
you're
know.
right. I think Dr. Now could afford to lose like 30 pounds, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
At least 30.
Did 30 pounds.
Yeah, you could lose 30
But-
pounds.
it's kind of wild to me that
Well, you see
You know.
doctors on their break smoking.
Well, it just shows you
a
the power,
lot.
the power of laziness.
and fast food being so good.
877-44-WOODY. Text 22987. We'll be right back.
Back in a few.